I felt like this psycho was running in circles around my house for hours before they stopped right in front of the bathroom door where I was hiding. Holding my breath, I grabbed my hairdryer from the cupboard and grasped it as hard as I could. It seemed like the only thing I could use as a weapon. "Don't come in," I muttered under my breath. "Please don't come in." My voice was shaky, my arms were trembling, my vision was blurry. I shouldn't have said anything because he started banging on my door, screaming. I put all my weight on the door, praying that it would end soon. Tears dripped down my face as I put all my strength into blocking the man from entering. A few minutes ago, I was in my room, excited for a nice, restful weekend. Now I'm contemplating whether I will wake up tomorrow. "Get out!" I shouted. The man kept screaming and screaming and screaming. A blood-curdling scream that made me wonder how my neighbors didn't hear anything. It felt like an eternity went by, each slam on the door crashing onto my stomach. I then felt a sharp pain surge through my body for a split second, until suddenly, it all stopped. I remained still for a bit, holding my breath and curled up into a ball. My body shook in fear. My mind was blank, ringing in my ears. "This is the police," I heard from a distance. I heaved a sigh of relief and sprinted to the door where 2 police officers were waiting outside. Looking around, the trace of the man was gone, all except for the handprints on my window. I tried explaining everything to the police officer. I showed all the messages to the police, and they asked me a few questions. I couldn't explain any of the obvious inconsistencies to them. The police got the personal information of the account and tried to track its IP address. The weird thing is that there was no record of the account anywhere on the internet. No location, no email address or anything to base how the account got made. It was as if the account was never made in the first place. The messages were still there, though. What was going on? The police offered to scan the premises to find any information that they could use to track this man. There wasn't much to go off of. They took a sample of the man's saliva from the window and told me that they would conduct an investigation as soon as possible. Unfortunately, they couldn't do much else right now. I gave them my phone number and they left me alone for the night. Obviously, I didn't sleep a wink that night. In fact, every time I closed my eyes, I could see that man's grin staring right at me, his body shaking uncontrollably from the other side of the window. Little did I know, things were about to get even weirder. Things were about to get even weirder. As the next day came, I felt like my existence began becoming more hazy, as if I was losing touch with reality. It's difficult to explain, but it wasn't anything I had ever felt before. I was exhausted and wanted to sleep, but I physically couldn't. It felt like something was taking over my body, like if my conscience was being pushed away by something every second. It felt like that man's face was trying to take over my body, my soul. I had to focus just to stay in my own body. Looking at myself in the mirror, my face was pale white with chapped lips and massive eye bags. I've never felt like this before. I took a paracetamol to hopefully feel better. Medicine should help, right? Maybe I just need a walk, I thought to myself. Thank God I didn't have work today, at least. It was a Saturday. Maybe I was paranoid? As that thought came into my head, I heard my phone buzz. Jumping into the air in fear, I crashed my head on the towel rack above me. It really hurt. It didn't wake me up in the slightest either. Checking my phone, it looked to be the police officer I had given my phone number to last night. I grabbed my phone and accepted the call. "Hello?" I replied, barely able to utter a word. "Geez, you all right? You sound dead." It was the police officer from last night. "Yeah," I said. "Just feeling a little odd, that's all." "That's normal after yesterday." He cleared his throat. "Are you able to come to the station right now? We found some info that..." His voice stopped for a moment. He sounded nervous, uncomfortable. "That you may want to hear," he managed to say. My heart stopped for a second. I checked the time. 7 p.m. I'll be there in 15 minutes, I stuttered. "Be sure to brace yourself," he said. He sounded distressed. "I've never seen anything like this before." The heck is that supposed to mean? Thanks so much for listening, guys. A quick shout out to my patrons: Kevin Kess, Sabiel Eclipse, 055555, Cormac Wells, Amara, Matthew Steiner, Cupcake Hips, Alonzo, Mr. Sankofa, Michael Milburn, Kozak, Icy Narrates, Jesse Hartley, Eric Cifuentes, Andreas Anderson London, Lawrence Wallen, Geek Sanctuary, Melissa Perez, and this guy. That is someone's actual username. I love that. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. If there's anything you would like me to pray for, I would love to know how I can be praying for you. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.